So it's about midnight. First day of May. And I royally up. I put the worker to work and let them seed the field, and I promptly forgot about it and went to bed. Came back in real life 24 hours later to find the field completely planted, which is great. Problem is, I never ran the roller over it. I was supposed to plant both of these fields today, and I did not plant this field. So I rushed out here with the roller. It was about 5 minutes to midnight when I got here. I got around one corner back there up to here with this roller, and then the crop grew because it's the next day, next month. So I blew it. I'm still going to get a decent yield, but not the 123 out of 125 yield potential. I'm going to be getting 115 down to like 90. Unbelievable. I did it. And it's so rare that I do stuff like that. But in this case, I forgot. Man, that sucks. Okay, well, the soybeans are the real cash crop for us anyway. So we still gotta plant those. But once again, I don't think they'll be a day behind. I'm not sure how that works. I think when they're ready for harvest, they're ready for harvest. It doesn't matter which day you plant them on. I don't think it pushes them a day back. I could be wrong. And the sorghum goes late anyway, so we're still probably going to be harvesting the soybeans before we do the sorghum. But I'm going to have to plant those tonight to keep on schedule. So, but that means we get May off. The cows all died overnight. Shoes and socks. I cannot believe that happened, dude. I just... There's my cedar. You know, it's like I rented that stupid farging for nothing, man. For nothing. Why even rent it? The roller. I mean, I will get use out of it, but look at this. What's going on here? The chickens have laid all their eggs at once. They do need food. Can I pick that up yet? Yeah. We'll move this one off. That'll make some money in the winter. Don't tell them how long we stored them. All right, so I guess I just need to get out there with this one and get planting. And then I'm going to roll immediately afterwards. There will be no hesitation this time. Fudge. What a waste of money. Huge waste of money. And loss. We're going to lose crop because of that. It's like a double whammy, man. Just get slammed going both ways. You lose and you lose. Well, what's done is done. Best not crying over sowed milk. Is that how that goes? And then we're going to have to weed directly after that. I think in the morning, we'll probably wait till the morning hours to weed. I don't think the weeds will grow 2 stages in one night, but I don't want to have to spray because I don't have a sprayer anymore, so I have to rent a sprayer. Actually, what's the horsepower on this thing? Oh, what's for sale? Ooh. Oh. Oh, how did they know that we were looking at those? How did they know? That's still way more than I can afford. Oh, no. Oh, a New Holland T7. Oh. How much is my Vulture worth? 37,000. No. This one's got some more horsepower anyway. 271. I forget. That's pretty good, actually. What do we have in our... All right. We have... This does not require 270. No way. What? No way. No, there's no way that requires 270 horsepower. It does. Well, holy shoot. Well, how much does our Vulture have? 255. 271. Well, here's what I'm doing. We need to get weeding also. Now that I've really screwed up everything. So I want to get planting and weeding at the same time. Oh, let's take a look at what does our weeder require? That'd probably be the better, deeper question. The weeder, what does it require to pull? Because we got a big weeder, but... 350. Dude, you got a big weeder. No, it sounds like if you had a cold, it would sound like you're saying something else. Like you got a big weeder. How old am I? It's like I always ask my wife, I'm like, how old are you? And she's like, how old do you want me to be? And I'm like, she acts like she's 12. All right, so we're going to park this here for now. But we're going to switch over. I'm going to do this with this tractor. I'm going to get the shiz all planted along the sides, and then we'll put that guy, a worker in that tractor, and let him rip. And we will start weeding the other fields. Come on. Move it, chucklehead. Like you didn't see me. Like the entire Aurora Borealis lit up here on the front of my tractor. It's like, this thing has so many lights. But we have to do some of this by hand, unfortunately. And then we'll cut the edges off. I want to make sure to cut the top edge off so it doesn't eat the grass. And then we'll pop the Vulture in here. And we'll move over to... I don't know. I've never set this tractor up before for weeding. We're probably going to have to buy smaller tires, maybe? I don't know. Can we get double narrow tires? We're going to kill a lot of crop. Though, if I remember right, at first stage, it doesn't matter. Put that there. And there. And we'll run down here. Because this is really the straight line place. Right there. Let him hire a worker so it's nice and straight. It's kind of fun working at night. And with the sky the way it is, like with the, I don't know, the lighting, because the moon is out, it reminds me of, back in the 50s and 60s they try to make things look at night by like filming during the day and then putting like a real dark filter over the film. And it never looked right. It always looked corny. But this kind of has that same feeling like that. This is night. Cowboy movie nighttime. Spaghetti Western. Anyway. All right, folks. So I'm going to continue planting this field. I'll see you when we're done. Once I switch tractors, I'll get back. We'll come back. All right, so the good news is that there is a twin tire option. The bad news is it's $7,000 more. Frig's sake. They don't have a single, this tractor doesn't have a single tire option. It's all doubles. So, doubles it is. But they're narrow, so at least we shouldn't do any damage to our surrounding farm. And the weather has caved in, by the way, or caved. What's the right word? The weather has come in, I guess. We've got some rain going on. That'll make for some sloppy nighttime work. Not too bad. All right, let's get out there. I guess I gotta go all the way around, huh? So I've got the vulture out there pulling the other seeder, which is great. I hope the weeds haven't gotten too advanced on this field to use the scraper to get them off. Nope, they look good. Looks good. So we should not damage the crops because we have crop wheels on. Perfect. And I don't know how we're going to tell where we've been. I can't tell where I'm going. And I'm not quite sure where I've been. That is a monster weeder, man. Well, at least we'll get done fairly quickly. That's pretty neat. We need to get rid of that rock pile. Whoops. My goodness. And I think once you rip them up, they're up for the entire stage. Like you don't have to worry about them again until the next crop. I'm pretty sure that's the way the weeders work. Look at that. That's pretty sweet. Kind of keeping it in the same place. Nope. I guess I'll just hire a worker to go straight, right? No dice, huh? I guess the workers... Can a worker weed? Apparently not. Okay, well, I'll just do it by hand then, I guess. Oh my goodness. Nope. He can't. Look at that. Oh, that's annoying. All right, guys. I'm going to be on the night bus for a while here, doing the work, getting it finished. I'll see you once I'm done. Have fun. So it turns out that you can't hire folks to do your weeding for you. You have to do it by hand. So here we are, finishing up what I think is the last pass. There's a couple weeds here and there, but I've gotten the vast majority of them. I'm tired. This is a lot of work. The Vulture finished up that field, you can see. They've got this all planted. So that's good, I suppose. So I'm going to swing around here, make a final pass. And we done it. It might have took all night, but we finished weeding and seeding. And now I got to roll that other field, and then that'll be needed. That'll needed to be weeded tomorrow. I'm just going to keep this configured as is. All right. Oh man, that was a lot of work. All right, so let's take a look at the state of this field. Yep, planted. And oh, I'm still paying for a worker. That's great. Almost ran out of seed, but we got the whole field planted. Crop level depleted. Fracture detected. Major fracture detected. All right, so let's go ahead and roll this one back. Grab that roller and get started. So, I mean, our crops are going to be in decent shape. Ain't going to be perfect. We're still going to get a nice harvest. Several $100,000 worth. More than we got last time. And it'll be good. It'll be good. In fact, if I remember properly, we've never actually gotten a crop off this field. When we started last year, this field was already harvested. So this will be nice. This is the first time we've actually gotten 2 crops off this field with a break in the middle. And off we go. Yeah, I would say this is one of the top tier tractors in the game, though. Obviously, it's a large tractor and it gets close to the top horsepower we can get. The only tractors that are truly bigger and heavier are like the big buds and stuff like that. And they get they're not only heavy weight wise or engine wise, the big 500-600 horsepower engines, but they've got a lot of weight. Like they're heavier than this tractor by a decent amount, just because the frame is so big. It's so big, but that's a good thing. And there we go, following this line down. And so I'm thrilled. Even though we screwed up at the beginning of this video and did make a couple mistakes, I still think we're going to have a good year. And it will be down maybe 5 or 10% of what we would have been had we planted everything exactly, perfectly, properly. But regardless, we'll still have a decent yield, and that's what makes me happy. So I'm going to go ahead and get this done, guys. I will see you once we're finished, and I'll return the roller, put the other stuff away, and we'll just leave this tractor out for weeding in the next episode. And our summer will already be well underway. We'll need to feed the animals. Actually, once we're done doing this, we should probably feed the animals. So, anyway, I'll be right back. All right. I've been bouncing along here in the tractor, sleepily, deleting the hay texture for the rolled texture. I'm driving home, in my tractor, I really don't like this song, so I don't know why I'm singing it. Look out, you birds, with my wimpy horn. So we've got, all of this done. Next up, we're going to fed the animals. Get everything cleaned up, repaired. This device needs to go back to the dealership, which they said they'll pick it up later, so I'll put it down by the curb and they can come get it. And then I'm going to leave the weeder out because we're going to need to weed this field tomorrow, most likely. And then we'll be done, really, for our crops until next year, after the harvest. So that's kind of nice. Roll that bad boy up. It's all nice and pretty there, growing nice and green. Looks great. Hopefully by next month this will all be popped. And then we'll have to do some weed picking. But in the meantime, we're going to drop this off here. And they should come up to get it. And last but not least, we'll keep these quote-unquote narrow wheels on for the weeder. And I'm just going to park this with the weeder right here. And we'll leave it parked up here so that when it's time to do the weeding, we're ready to go. And we'll be using the little Voltra for the rest of the day. So I'm going to park this right about there. Case Magnum. And here we go. Start the engine. And actually, we should probably just repair the seeder and empty it, because next year we're going to buy a new seeder. So, I'll empty it when it's time. We can move the contents from this seeder over to the new one when we get it. This will need some gas. We'll clean this off. I don't know why I'm yelling. Clear that off. Alrighty, that looks good. And pull this in here. $1,000 in repairs on that, $600 repair on that. That's not too bad. And that's not going to work. I was going to spin around, but I need to come up a little bit. And there we go. There's our oats growing right there. Looking good. Man, crops look great. Good stuff. And that should do that. So that's all finished. And let's just let's peruse the animals and see how they're doing. But I think they pretty much all need at least a little bit of something. So let's go take a look. Cows have... Oh, they are out of food. Whoa! When did that happen? Jeez, oh, Pete. When did they run out of food? That sucks. That means they're not producing milk. That's kind of an emergency. Wow, how did I manage that? I really don't know. Because they had like days of food. I don't... Dang it. You know, you wonder how long they've been going like that. There's no hour chart, I think, that shows like when they ran out of food. That sucks. What do you want, Hermione? I'm not happy with you today. My dogs made a huge mess when I was at work. They're going to start getting caged when I go to work. I'm not putting up with it. I'm sorry, cows. I mean, they had like 3 days of food. I don't understand it, but... Oh, wait, this goes out here. Durr. How much is in there now? 10,000? Yeah. Crazy. The health won't go up for another hour or so, but we'll get them back up. But that time without health means that they had time without milk production, and that's scummy. That sucks. I'm so mad. My wife was not careful putting the stroller in the trunk, and I'm always like, be careful. She's like, oh, yeah, I am. And she broke the lights off of my RC truck. I'm just like, are you kidding? Now I'm going to have to get a new set of lights. Like, she totally broke the lights. I'm just like, what did you do? Wives. Such a pain. 20,000 liters. They should take 2 more. And let me look. So that's like 3 days worth. So let's look here. How are these guys doing? These chickens? They've got sorghum. They need some, though, but there's enough for another night. But I do need to feed them today. I should probably just feed all these animals today. How are we doing? These guys have lots of oats. They need some water. We'll give them water. The horses will need to be ridden today also. What do you want? So let's grab 2 more bales. You can see how quickly we're going through the bales. And then once again, it's May. So I don't know. I'm hoping we make the whole summer without having to make more TMR. But I don't know. We'll have to see how it goes. We've used all the bales that were outside, but those were our excess bales. So now we're starting to get into the actual regular bales that we had. And I don't think we have any straw left, so poo-poo on you. It sucks. My lord. And I think that's all they'll tell. Let's look on the animal chart here. Chickens have a decent amount of food. The horses are still, they need more hay. Cows, yeah, they're full. That was it. So, the horses, I need to get more hay. And we'll do that at the beginning of the next episode, and we'll ride them. And we'll just play around a little bit, and then we'll get to weeding the field. So, ladies and gentlemen, hopefully you enjoyed this episode as we did our daily farm log, and we got the fields planted, and I did screw up. But at least I think we've got it mostly rectified at this point. We should be just fine. All right, folks. See you on the next exciting episode of Farm Simulator 22. Bye.